guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Deanna, and today I bring to you something fun. So since Mother's Day is coming up, I thought it would be cool to have a little collab with my mother and do some homemade Italian dishes. Pizza is a signature in Italy, and I love making homemade pizza dough and all that jazz. So Nicolina is supposed to be here today with me, but she is upstairs. She had an allergic reaction, so she didn't want to be on camera. But that's okay. We are going to make this dish for her, and she can eat it later on. So without further ado, let's get on to the homemade pizza dough recipe. So here I have all my ingredients already measured out, ready to go. I will include the measurements on the screen for you guys. I'm going to take all my ingredients, starting with the water, and just add it into a big mixing bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and add my sugar and salt. Here you want to make sure that you want to dissolve. Also, I forgot to mention that your water should be like kind of warm hot. Here I'm gonna add in my quick yeast. I didn't have any of the normal yeast, so these packets will have to do. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in the oil. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and add in the flour. Now for this step, you may have to add in more flour. Since this is my mom's recipe, we already know the perfect amount of flour to add in, but it could differ for you guys. So this part, when you're mixing and stuff like that, you're gonna have to just kind of go by what you see and if you need more flour for your mixture. Now you're gonna stir until smooth, and this is where you add more flour if necessary. The dough should be slightly sticky, and you should be able to like form a ball with it. Once you are able to form a ball with it, you want to lightly flour a surface, and then knead the dough for 3 to 4 minutes until it is a smooth consistency. Or if you do have a dough mixer, then you can go ahead and just pop it in the mixer with the dough hook and just let it do its thing. Once the dough is kneaded and nice and smooth, you can go ahead and grab a bowl. I like to add olive oil to mine, just a little bit. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure why my mom does this, but I always see her do it, so I guess I just do it by habit. Then you want to go ahead and put the dough in the bowl, cover it, and let it rise. Now with instant yeast, you only really have to let it rise for about 10 minutes. However, I like to let mine rise for a little longer. I let it sit for about 2 to 3 hours until it has doubled in size.
Meanwhile,
Recording. I need your strong hands. Oh, thank you very much, Dawn. There you are. So here we have the veggies. Behind me I have my wonderful mother. She is cooking the homemade sauce. That is a recipe that nobody will ever get to know. I myself cannot make it. That is why she has come out of her dungeon to make it. So we will let her do the honors of the pasta sauce while I chop up some veggies. We are going to make 2 pizzas. One is going to be a margarita pizza and the other one will be a veggie pizza. We're going to go ahead and cut up these veggies finely. That way we can add them to our pizza. Literally, I wish I was recording like a few moments ago because my mother thought it would be really funny to dress up with a ridiculous outfit and come down the stairs and say, "Darling, I'm ready to film." She thought it was quite funny. We literally just laughed for the past 5 minutes over how stupid she was. And those of you who know my mom will catch her humor that she was trying to do there. She's a funny woman, I tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up these mushrooms. Now, I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms, but for some reason, if they're thinly diced in pizzas, I don't mind them. But they have to be like finely chopped, you know? Some crazy shit. So, what else better to do when you are going through a pandemic is make homemade pizza. I hate the texture of mushrooms. So, Mom, what are you adding in your sauce?
Well, just the usual onion, garlic.
Just the usual. You guys should know.
Yeah. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Nothing usual.
So this is gonna.
A little bit of wine. We need some wine.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, we got no open wine bottle. Must open up a wine bottle.
Oh, you know what that calls for?
Yep.
A glass of wine.
Yep. A glass for the sauce and a glass for the cook.
Lately, I have really been into cooking and stuff like that. So my mother and I decided to do a 2-part homemade recipe videos. So as you guys already know, today we are doing homemade pizza, and we're actually gonna do homemade buns as well, because I did a second batch of the dough. And then tomorrow we are going to film homemade pasta. We're gonna make lasagna noodles and maybe some other type of noodles. I'm not sure yet, we haven't determined. And yeah, you guys will be watching this video on Mother's Day weekend. How exciting. Gotta spoil your mothers. Give this video a thumbs up if you just love Nicolina. Nicolina is the best. Right, Nicolee?
What?
I said you're the best.
Uh-oh, what do you want now?
She always thinks I want something when I say that. My mom's over there popping bottles. What kind of wine did you grab, Mother?
I think this is nonna'srecipe white wine. It's beautiful.
Oh, really? Yeah. Back in the day when my nonno used to make his own wine.
So good.
Oh, and his vinegar was so good too.
The red wine vinegar is the best.
For all you Italians out there, you know the greatness of homemade vino, homemade vinegar, homemade absolutely anything and everything. Mushrooms are cut up, and now we are gonna go ahead and dice the green onions. Now you can put green onions or red onions on your pizza. I personally have no preference, but we had a bunch of green onions in the garden, so we are gonna use these bad boys up. Okay, now that we have prepared our veggies, we are gonna check on the dough. So like I said off camera, I did go ahead and mix another package. This is what the dough looks like. It looks fabulous. Hey, Mom?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was telling them that you like to put olive oil in the thing, right? Before you do it. Why?
Just so it doesn't stick. It gives it a smooth surface.
Okay. I wasn't exactly sure why. I just always see you do it.
Oh, look at that
So,
one.
wow.
Really
My second one is
now you
beautiful.
should be able to take it out of the bowl if you've lined it with olive oil.
Oh yeah, it comes right off.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Forgot that I also wanted to do a cheese stuffed crust, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take out my cheese strings from the packaging. I love cheese stuffed crust. We are gonna go ahead and put some flour again on the table, just so the dough does not stick. We are gonna cut this in half. We are gonna go ahead, grab our pizza dough, and we are going to shape it out. Now, as you guys know, your girl is a perfectionist, so obviously it has to be a little perfect. Sorry if I keep looking over there. It's a distraction because I have a monitor, so I could make sure that I was in focus and stuff the whole time. So I'm so sorry if I keep looking that way. That is the first one. Looking fabulous as always. Take our cheese, and we are just going to fold it over. Yummy! I love me a cheese stuffed crust. So there you have it. You can go ahead and shape it You want to make sure that when you fold it over, the dough is properly sealed. I kind of just like pinch them. All right, there we have it. That is the cheese stuffed crust. We are just gonna wait for the sauce to finish and we will be back. All right, so my mom yelled at me and said I had to put my hair back because that's unsanitary, and if I was in the kitchen I would have been fired. So here we have it. My hair is back. I'm not used to having long hair. Anyways, while we wait for the sauce to cook, we are gonna go ahead and shape our buns. Mom's gonna kill me for cutting on her table. I'm gonna cut it into 3s. You are gonna go ahead and form your bread buns, whatever you wanna call them, into whatever shape you desire. I'm gonna go with like a little biscuit looking things. Once you reform them, you do have to let them rise a second time. The chef says about an hour or 2. I think I should make them smaller, divide it in half.
Yeah, just break it in half.
I told him you're gonna kill me for cutting on your table like that.
No, don't you leave those knife marks on.
Alrighty. We have 8 buns.
Actually, I would form them nicer. Sorry. See those cracks along the sides? They're gonna show up like that. So if you make it like perfectly
So it has to be smooth?
Yeah, round it. Yeah, don't play like that. Yeah, yep, that's right.
Taking lessons, guys. You better be taking some notes. Nicolina says they have to be nice and round and smooth, or else they're gonna show their imperfections. All right, there we have the finished product. They are somewhat smoothed out. Good enough. We are going to cover these, stick them back in the oven to let them rise.
2 hours later.
All right, so I went ahead and took my pizza dough out. I actually put mine back in the oven to rise for another couple hours, which is why they're so poofy. But I'm just gonna go ahead and stretch these back out. I'm gonna go ahead and take a fork. My mom likes to put some holes in the pizza dough to prevent any air bubbles from creating. So I'm just gonna go ahead, just like that. And then we are gonna do this one. And then we are gonna do the sauce. You want to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna grab the big dish of sauce, as you guys can see. Hopefully I don't pour it out. For those of you who don't have the opportunity to have homemade sauce, you can go ahead and use the store-bought sauce. It's just as good. I'm lying, it's not as good, but what do you do, right? I'm gonna go ahead. This one I am creating is the margarita pizza. We don't have mozzarella cheese slices, so we're just gonna use what we got. There's the margarita pizza. We're gonna go ahead and put on the basil leaves after we cook this for a little bit. Now we are going to do the veggie pizza. And then we lather on the mozzarella cheese. So here I have my butter stick in the cup. I'm going to use Johnny's garlic spread. My mom get this from Costco. Put some of that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and melt this butter. I'm going to take that melted butter and I'm just going to coat the crust. This is gonna give the crust a nice flavor. And bada boom, bada bing. That is Nicoli's homemade pizzas. So here are the buns. The oven is ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of the garlic butter on these buns as well for some extra flavor. These biscuits are gonna be so good with our fresh pasta tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Think there'll be any left over tomorrow?
Of course.
Just can't show Dad.
This is just an extra step. You don't have to put anything on top of your buns if you don't want to. That was just my choice. So here you have it. Here are my little biscuit buns. I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside because I will cook these after the pizza. Right now I have the pizza in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, like I said earlier. I put it on for 10 minutes. I'm gonna check it in 10 minutes and kind of determine how much longer I need to leave it in. A good thing to kind of go off of is when the bottom of it is nice and golden brown, and obviously the cheese is nice and melted on top. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's cooking session. I'm sad that Nicolina could not be in it fully, but tomorrow she will be much better, hopefully, and she will be able to film the whole homemade pasta video. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what your guys' favorite type of pizza is. And as always, stay tuned. Don't forget, there is going to be a part 2 cooking with Nicolina, so stay tuned for that. And happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.